It is Stars Without Number, White Wolf Pyre, session 19. Time for the recap. You started out at the ceremony on top of the hill.
Oh yeah, we were about to have a lovely concert. Paul was going to put on a wonderful show.
Correct.
And if I'm not mistaken, everything seemed fine until they pulled the tarp off. And about that time, Paul was hooking up the sound equipment. And we saw the statue and panicked a little bit, or at least I did. And Paul started trying to do sound checks, and what he was saying is not what was coming out of the microphone, and it was freaking him out. Then townsfolk turned on us. A couple of us failed mental saves and started making our way toward the statue and got swept up in a mob. I believe it was myself and Corvald. Corvald managed to get his senses back and teleported away. It took Ide a little longer to figure out what was going on. And then he bolted to Anmay's position. And that's when the ship started trying to tractor beam up the statue and stuff got real sideways real fast.
Yeah, we were told that they can't have the statue, and Anmei. One person's solution was destroy the statue, and May's solution was to jump onto the statue.
Yeah, that's what that was. And it worked out well-ish.
Yeah. And Paul, yeah, something was like when he was speaking, something was kind of taking over his voice. First, the people in the ceremony attacked Corvald and tried to tackle him. And then when Corvald was waving the gladius around, they were backing off because they didn't want to get hit with that thing. And then they sent them, they started running towards your ship, and then you started heading towards your ship. And then, Anmei jumped on the statue as it was being tractor beamed up.
I do recall that Ide was suppressing fire at him as he ran. Mm-hmm. And then all of them opened up on him, and it was at that moment that we found out that they had little kids' laser pistol toys that just went woo 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 and didn't do anything.
Yeah, and when you killed them, they like exploded into a paste. And Rose showed up with Charlie.
And
Anmei shot Charlie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, she did.
Well, because it was Corvald saw it. He's like, he saw somebody who looked like him, and he said, "Shoot the imposter."
Yes.
And that it was the progenitor of Corvald.
Yes.
So what you're saying is Anmei did nothing wrong.
Yeah, but so it was Corvald giving bad directions.
No, but it worked out okay because he was fine afterwards. And we had leopard spotted Rose.
Anmei attacked the tractor beam emitter, messed it up pretty good, and jumped back off the statue onto a platform that Ide was levitating for her.
Yeah.
And then Corvald got the ship off the ground somehow and managed to fly it up there and not run Anmei slap over and got her on board.
Yep.
Then I loaded up Paul and the manager and some of their equipment, and we all went back to the ship.
And they got on her mech and decided to just rip the ship apart.
Yeah, and they got the mech, wrecked the ship up pretty good, and Corvald performed a ramming maneuver.
Yes, he did. He wrecked it. And there were these strange robots that were flying towards you guys saying, "Exterminate, exterminate." And then the ship kind of, I think you got, that's right. Because Anmei entered a room that seemed like a city, like a vast city. You all got there at one point, and you jumped out the window and like slid down the building, and then you looked like Nils submerged in some kind of liquid with a bunch of tubes coming out of him. And Dane was standing next to him, who Anmei had stepped on after I think shot him to go into the room.
She used the breaching charge on him and then stomped him to make sure he was dead.
Right. And he said, all you heard was in your mind, "See you soon." And then you woke up to, you were floating. I think you were floating out in space as you were being picked up by
Yeah, because I put them both inside of the mech suits back end.
personnel in brown, red, and white vac suits, which would be the children of the sector. They got their, they had the patch of their of the chicken wing and the Tootsie Roll on their arms, so it's them collecting you guys up as that fleet. I think it was a fleet cruiser was absolutely destroyed, and they kind of collect everybody inside and fly you back.
And worst of all, they then went ahead and blamed the deviants for ramming the ship.
Right, yeah.
And in all fairness, we made no attempt to correct them.
We did not.
And
We'll
you are
say
just
that.
outside the purple nebula in the cloud system, and you spike back to the hum system and Ermac. So you do make a spike jump. And they fly down to the plush green planet and land near, Omega Station, to the admin building, and land their ship there.
Gonna have to get a shuttle as quick as we can and get Duncan back to his pie shop and see if we can't recover our truck if it still has wheels.
Oh, yeah, get Mel back and everything.
So
Hopefully.
the
My bad,
children
no.
of the children of the sector kind of leading you in, and taking you inside this admin building. Like you're on top of you're like on the roof, and leading you in a staircase down, and they lead you inside and tell you to go inside this room, this waiting room that's got like a television in the corner and a couple chairs and some cans of pop and some bags of Cosmic Cool Doritos.
My
and,
favorite.
Oh yeah, if all that's on like a tray, I'd is definitely levitating it right over to the table where we're sitting.
And one of the children of the sector officials like, "We'll be back in about 15. Let us get everything settled. We got some questions to ask you." And he closes the door.
No problem. Well, that was certainly entertaining.
Entertaining. We really got to get you out more, or maybe less. Corval, what do you think? More or less?
Probably more. It was an experience. I feel like I've got my piloting skills now.
You're more than qualified.
Corval got one from a -1 to a 0. Thanks to that maneuver.
Yep.
But it's just a shame we didn't get to spend more time with Rose and Charlie. I would have loved to catch up in less of a little bit. Wait, no, we were with them on the ship, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And that was the version of Rose you liked. You didn't seem to care too much for her when she was younger.
They vanished.
They left.
Yeah, they left.
Yeah. I wish we just got to spend a little more time with them. Maybe I could just. I would love to fill in as Charlie one of these days. On the set.
Oh no, sounds like fighting words.
On set, offset. I mean, really, we don't need to hear these things, Corval.
Oh, the
Oh.
main thing is Niles. He's definitely going to be a problem that has to be dealt with.
Yes, he's earned his death.
Well, I fully intend to collect on that debt.
I mean, this is all our fault. He only got to cross us twice because we didn't kill him proper the first time.
Well, I was trying to. Unfortunately, he blew himself in the ship. I don't even understand what happened. Something blew up. That's all I know.
Well, the first time he stole a replicant head from us and left us on a ship that the Sisters of Karma were about to impound.
Yep.
We should have went looking for him immediately after that.
No, we didn't really have a choice this time, unfortunately. Though I think we should probably leave this part of the conversation out when discussing it with the children of the sector.
Agreed. They don't need to know about Niles.
When they come,
Maybe they
pretend
know.
not to-
Maybe they know more information about him, though. Maybe they know how we can find him.
Perhaps, but now strikes me more as the type of man who would try hiding above all else and valuing his privacy.
Right, but that doesn't mean that he doesn't leave breadcrumbs that others can follow.
We can go ahead and ask them at some point, though at the moment I'd rather just get off this planet. And as far away from here as we can.
Agreed.
Are Paul and the manager and Mel and Duncan in here with us?
No, they were on the ship and they came down like the stairwell or whatever. And looks like they probably took them to a separate room.
That could be a problem in and of itself.
And they'll think that whatever happened to them would just be trauma from the accident. Let's think about what we know for certain. We know we were on a ship chasing after someone who kidnapped Paul and Mel. No, not Mel. Kidnapped Paul and
Me.
you. Yes, I don't count you as a person half the time. And then we went ahead and we got in an accident with a deviant ship because they stopped too soon after a spike drive jump and we rammed into them. To which they then proceeded to ram into they then took control of their ship and decided to ram into a fleet cruiser.
Sounds about right. That's about my memory of things.
That is all we can actually confirm as to having happened. Everything else might have been a dream for all we know. Come now. Another statue like the one we saw earlier, the cult sending it into the crust of a planet, then Niles. Doesn't make any sense, as well as those flying things. That could have all very well been a hallucination or a psychically induced imagery we suffered. We have no way of confirming that, but we can confirm the other things for certain.
Oh yeah, I was kidnapped. They definitely gave me the cheap roofies. I was seeing all kinds of crazy shit.
Was that you that got the cheap? Did you get the cheap roofies from them, or did you get it from Carlton?
I didn't get anything from Carlton. No, those guys drugged me when they kidnapped me. I'm telling you.
So the door opens and a man walks in, an older gentleman wearing a brown, red, white attire of children of the sector. But he's not in a vac suit. Doesn't look like he's got any weapons. He's got a clipboard with a pen that he takes out of his pocket. Captain James, just got some questions for you. Paul Anka, as he flashes a piece of paper on his clipboard, like, I got his autograph. So said some nice words about you guys. Just got some questions to related to the incident that happened to Mel's at his restaurant. That was his pie shop, the grease trap that was damaged. So
Certainly, Captain.
some deviants were spotted, apparently kidnapped Paul, and I guess, and he points at Ide. I guess you're Ide, right? Okay.
Quite possibly trying to hold him for ransom.
Yeah, whatever, the deviants are just paying whatever they were, trying to do. I'm not sure. And then Paul says that you guys were on some station and some ships collided. Well, the tour manager told me that he had called for some mercenaries to take you guys up to try to get Paul back, because of course he had a tractor beam on him, or a tracking system, a very advanced LoJack. So apparently you spiked into this. There was a poor spike jump, and you guys were found outside the nebula there, the purple nebula. Near some. Then he mentioned something about an asteroid. Then there was some kind of planet you were on. Really wasn't tracking this. This was kind of getting hazy, I think. Then Paul said there was some performance he was supposed to do, and his systems weren't working, and there was some kind of. It's all kind of. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, but
it doesn't. They knocked me and Paul out and gave us some kind of sedatives with some awful side effects. Like, I've still got a headache. This soda is making it feel much better though, and these chips. So if we could get some more of these, that'd be great.
yeah.
And
Is it okay? Can we draw some blood and do some full analysis on you, just to see if there's
full
anything?
body. I mean, you can't. If you've got some good looking women in here, they can do some full body analysis on me, but you're not qualified.
Was that thinly veiled insult towards my looks?
No, you don't work for them though. They don't want you doing an analysis on me.
That is true. It would be
Well,
a lot.
it'll be a full panel, just some blood work and
Oh, yeah, blood work.
I
Yeah,
heard you say.
maybe you can find out what they gave me. Yeah.
I mean, I'd be okay if you did a full body analysis.
well, I
I
mean,
look like the ship's doctor.
uh,
Do we even
but,
have a ship's doctor? Not anymore.
there was also a mention of some term I haven't heard in a long time called there was some mention about glazurite, but that's some kind of that's a pre-scream mineral that was very rare to find, at least from what I could gather.
Well, like
in
I
the
said,
in the sector. I mean,
I'm not even sure there was really an asteroid. I know we got put on a ship and then they did something, and it's just a mess. Like I said, I'm not sure there was an asteroid. I'm fairly confident there was no planet.
A slight correction to the record. There wasn't an accident there wasn't a bad spike jump. There was a malfunction with the spike drive itself. We were in the jump for longer than we should have been for some reason. I'm
okay.
not sure. It was a mercenary ship.
yeah.
Yeah, it was all kinds of weird stuff going on though.
Yeah, the metadimensional space can be a bitch.
That's
Yeah.
for sure.
That more or less sums it up.
Out of character, how much of our gear do we still have, Peter? All of it, or were we stripped of arms and equipment and that kind of stuff?
Let's see. Well, Corval's
would
got to
be
have his
stripped
he's got to have his gladius. So you've got like some simple weapons or whatever, like
Yeah.
have a it's-
Corval's gladius is a religious item.
right.
Yeah. You wouldn't part an old man from his cane, would you?
No.
Anyway, you want to do blood work on Ide?
Yeah, it's definitely just try to figure out, maybe they gave you some kind of psychedelic drug or something going on that
Quite
this
possibly.
whole story is kind of
Yeah, I need to know if they did. I need to know what that was, because if I get offered any of that at a club, I do not want it.
Ide is actually probably one of the straightest men I know. He refuses any type of mind-altering narcotics. So how would the blood sample work? Would someone else come in here, or?
Oh no, we just take no, we're not going to do it. I don't want to do it here. Just it's
Okay.
in our
you
medical
gonna take it-
facilities here in the building.
Are you going to take him away now and do it, or?
I mean, if you need to, if you kind of looking at you.
Well,
like,
it's just that I'm his captain, and so I have to have him fill out some paperwork that says if they find anything, we're not responsible for it, kind of thing. Liability stuff.
oh,
Oh,
liability.
yeah, that's a form 1411B. I've got some of those on my data pad. Don't worry.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to fill some of those out. So yeah, if we could take care of that real fast, and just with me and him and Corvold, you can be the witness to it.
Sure.
So we can do that.
Okay.
And then you can come and pick him up afterwards.
Okay, yeah, just give me a minute. I'll just go ahead and get the medic down here to give you an escort, and we'll.
Sounds
Um,
good. Yeah, I'll go ahead and is there a private place in here where we can do this in privacy, or?
This room is as private as it gets.
Okay, would you excuse us for like 5 minutes while we do the paperwork then?
Yeah, yeah, and he goes and I'll be right back. He steps out. More chips. Okay.
Thank you. I'm gonna wait until he leaves, and then I'm gonna reach into my pocket and go, "Ide, here's some of the cocaine. Snort it." Because we still have the cocaine that we were giving your brother.
Hmm?
So you have something in your system.
You think they're gonna think that's a hallucinogen?
You're psionic. They have no idea how you work.
I have no idea how I work.
Exactly. Snort it.
What if you give me that shit and I blow all the walls in this room down?
You're not going to blow all the walls in this room down. I'll hold you down or something.
Don't need my hands, just my brain.
Why would I want to have something in their system?
So it fits the story that he was drugged and something was put in his system.
Because Paul told them everything, like a little snitch.
Yeah. So I just a quick close note off my finger. Come on.
Fine.
Now let's finish filling out this paperwork real fast. You can be on your
I
way.
imagine somewhere Carlton is like crying that he's looking for his coke and he doesn't have it.
My stash has been depleted, so I can sense it.
He doesn't like that stuff. We were giving him heroin against his wishes. It's in the glove box of the truck.
We were on heroin and cocaine, everything we had. We were giving him.
So Captain James returns
Oh, yeah,
with a guy
that's-
in a white cutoff shirt, like a white shirt and pants, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah. And he's like, hey, you got a little bit on your nose there,
Yeah, as they come back in, I'll straight up have a 1411B open on my data pad, filling the last
Okay.
line of it.
Okay,
Yep.
yeah, we'll go ahead and do some blood work. Maybe Corvald's after him. But okay. And here's some paperwork. And Captain James reaches into his he's got his clipboard, and he pulls out a couple sheets of paper and sets it down on the desk. Yeah, you can look at these. We'll be right back, and go ahead. So they close the door and they start taking you down a long hallway with a bunch of doors.
While we're walking, I'm going to drop my telekinetic armory because I don't know if they can stick a needle in my arm while that's on.
Okay.
The fact that the way to go ahead and save Ide's life is we just get him high in front of the cops for drug test.
So they get you in the elevator, and Captain James says, so tell me about the Order of the Dead Light. What do you know about this group?
The what?
The Order of the Dead Light.
Order of the Dead Light. I'm trying to remember if I've heard that anywhere before. Was that the Deviants? Is that
Not Donna, which was on Niles's ship. She was like the elderly woman, belonged to the Order of the Dead Light.
Well, I don't know that, and you're not in the elevator.
Yeah, but I wasn't sure if you were like, asking around. Like if I thought maybe you talked to her as well.
No, I don't think so. I think she stayed down in her little workshop. Or am I thinking of the wrong? Was that someone else?
No, it was Adana, the elderly woman. That was sensitive documents that were in the smuggler's hold of
Oh, when we took the ship.
yeah.
Yeah, there was Order of the Dead Light. Yeah, there was this guy Niles was running around with a crew, picked us up from a planet and brought us here. And I think someone on his crew had mentioned something about that when they didn't think anyone was listening.
Yeah, tell me about this Niles.
I don't remember much about him. He's loud and obnoxious and apparently in trouble with the Sisters of Karma because they tried to get him and he like bailed on the ship. It was wild.
So you were on his ship?
Yeah, we were, and he dropped us off here and just bolted.
So he opens the elevator door and leads you down a hallway and opens a door into like a medical area. And they start prepping your arm for this series of shots or whatever they're going to give you. Back to the room that you guys were in.
I'd never done cocaine before, so like the whole way down the hallway, he's just like
Whoa, man, this is pretty good.
So yeah, you guys are in the room, Corvald and Anman.
I'm opening a second soda. I'm thirsty.
So you notice on the table, the paperwork that he left, one is like a wanted poster for a person named Professor Kronos, going by the name of Niles. He is a former Sindum doctor who escaped during the, when Sindum fell and is wanted in the entire system. I mean, the entire sector. And the other is like an all points bulletin that mentions seeing Professor Kronos and a crew associated with the Order of the Dead Light, and it has all your pictures on it. You saw the same piece of paper when you were in Duncan's office when you were waiting on the ship.
Mhm.
So he leaves those two things there on the desk, on the table after he leaves.
Well, our story's simple. We got a ride off a planet after a ship crash from him. We have no affiliation with his crew at all, which is true.
Is this what you're rehearsing with Corvald because he's not in there?
Yes.
That is true, but how will we convince them of that?
Well, if you notice, our old ship isn't here, and it is registered as a ship, so they'd be able to look up the registration number of our vessel, see that it was in my name, see that it's not here, and when they ask about it, we'll just be honest. We're on a ship, a spike drive malfunctioned, we crashed into a planet, and now ship happened to pick us up and drop us off here. That is what happened.
I think we're not the people of interest in this case. We would just be the key to finding Niles. Sounds like he's in a whole heap of trouble.
It certainly does. And
But we might be able to secure some resources to go help out the hunt.
True, if they can provide us with anything, or if they trust us enough. Perhaps I can sweet talk them into something. I'll let them know that we want Niles dead for a reason. Even if they want him captured, I think they'll go ahead and accept our assistance because we do have a way of finding him somehow. Still can't figure it out.
So you're in here and they're getting ready to like shoot you with this gun that's got all these like needles. They're like cleaning your arm or whatever, and you look across and it's an open room and there's different mechanical gadgets and gizmos, And there's somebody sitting in a chair looking like they're having some kind of quick medical stuff done. And they are wearing like gray, like inmate jumpsuit. And their name says Montreal. And you look at their face and you recognize them as the person who sold you the ship initially that you bought, and when you jumped and you ended up in the grist system.
Oh, the one that we sold like the nice ship to?
No, this is
no.
the guy that we bought the ship from that we
Crashed.
crashed into.
You
Ship
spiked
World.
and then you crashed. The first time you jumped, you crashed on it. You crashed with it.
What are you guys doing with that fella there?
Oh, yeah, he's just an inmate. He's just getting some medicals before he's shipped off to a penal colony.
A penal colony?
Yeah.
What's he being penalized for?
Oh, he's got a laundry list of charges against him.
Oh, he sold us a ship. That's the reason we had to ride with Niles, because the ship he sold us blew up. It crashed into a planet.
He sold you. Oh, so he got you too, huh?
Yeah. You want me to penal colony him right here?
No,
I think I can get one of him. There's at least 3 or 4 there. I can get one of them. You can keep the other ones.
yeah. They do this like shot out of this gun. It just feels like a sting, but not like a yellow jacket sting. When you look in your arm, it's got a big circle with a bunch of little dots on it.
Ow! Buy
They
me a
patch-
drink first. It's not nice to just stick people without buying them a drink.
They just kind of look at you. They're like, well, okay.
I mean, if nothing else, buy me a drink after.
The guy reaches into his pocket and he pulls out a couple of pills. He's like, here you go.
Oh, he's getting roofied.
Boy, candy.
Oh boy.
And he reaches into like the refrigerator and pulls out a can of pop.
Oh, that's the good stuff.
He makes you sit there for like a minute after you take the pills, and then you sober up immediately.
Oh, wow. That must be like multivitamins.
Flintstone.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't felt this good in days. What was that, Doc? You guys are awesome.
That's good shit, man.
Yeah, you got nothing in your system other than the obvious.
Obvious.
Yeah. I mean, according to these readings, you did a line of coke right before we picked you up.
What? I've never touched Coke in my life.
Okay, let's go. He starts leading you out of the med bay to the elevator. Captain James is waiting on you. All right, let's go. And you get in the elevator, headed back.
Hey, I's not lying. He's never touched Coke. He picks everything up telekinetically when he handles it. And may touch that. He just inhaled it.
You snorted but did not inhale.
So Captain James is with you in the elevator. He's like, so who gave you the coke?
Coke.
Yeah, it's on your test, man. I mean, you took some obviously right before we picked you up. Were you nervous or something?
I'm sorry, what?
Were you nervous?
I'm very nervous.
Let me guess. I bet you that your captain is the one who had it, right?
The Coke? Well,
Yeah. Yeah. She make you take it?
No, she just suggested it, and she's pretty smart.
Yeah,
Said
but
it would make me feel better. I mean, I don't like shots. And look, you got me like, what is that, 3 needles at once?
no, they're like 9. But what happens if you disobey an order? Like, does she just kind of put the beat down on you?
I doubt it.
I mean, you can say right here. I mean, if she's been up to stuff.
Listen, she may not let me sit in the passenger seat anymore. She may make me ride in the back with my brother. And that's like, I don't know if you've met my brother. He's around somewhere. And if you've met him, you'd know him. He's all mopey and pouty but she wouldn't hit me.
Give me a talk roll.
Oh, Lord. Oh, I only have a -1 to that. That should go well. Does that get any stat modifiers at all?
Charisma?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any of that. So -1. 8.
So he brings you back into the room and he's like, "Yeah, I'll be right back." Closes the door, he leaves.
And they got that guy down there that sold us the ship, the one that like fell out of metadimensional space into a planet. He's in the med bay.
Oh. Is he alive?
Yeah, they're gonna take him to a penal colony. I offered to penalize him right there, but they didn't seem to like that idea.
They've never been known for being the most creative of folks. Yeah, well.
Also, they stabbed me with 9 needles and immediately knew that I took cocaine right before I went downstairs. And they gave me some pills that made all that go away.
How did they possibly find out it was taken immediately? Normally it stays in your system for 3 days.
They must have known.
They know
Probably the 7th needle. That was the cocaine needle.
How many people did you see in that room?
The medical person and the guy at the penal colony is all I recall seeing.
Well, it looks like they're all going to have to die now. I'll be back.
No, they're going to be wanting to talk to you right here in a second.
Oh, fun.
I hope they're not sharing needles. That's not the kind of tests I signed up for.
Carlton, Corval, we may have to get out of here in a hurry.
You're right. Look at look. There's the wanted poster. What was the other one?
One was the wanted poster with just Niles on it. And his name is Professor Kronos. And the other one is like an all points bulletin saying that somebody has seen him and that he is with a crew of 9 or 10 associates associated with the Order of the Dead Light. And it has like all your pictures on there. It's got his crew on there.
Yeah, they asked me about that in the elevator. I told them our ship crashed and we got a ride from Niles. And one of those women on the ship had said something about the Order of the Dead Light, but like they didn't know I was there, and they just kind of said something about it in passing.
What's the Order of the Dead Light?
I don't know.
That makes sense. I don't either. Well, nothing for it now. We're just waiting on them so we can get out of here and continue our job.
So Captain James opens the door with another medical person. He's like, I think the old timer there, Corvalt, are you good with a quick blood test?
Yeah. As long as we aren't sharing needles.
No, they were sterilized, of course.
Insight check.
Yes. Let's go.
All right, so he takes you again down the hallway, and outside the door of one of the rooms steps Duncan, the guy who sold you, who you sold the ship to.
Yeah.
And he starts smoking immediately. He lights up a cigarette with his scarred face and his scraggly beard, and he kind of gives you a nod as you go by. And he's sitting with one of the sisters of Karma in a vac suit, and they both start smoking.
Smoking in a vac suit.
Smoking in an elevator.
So you get in the elevator. You get in the elevator, and Captain James is like, so So I take it you haven't been with this group for a long time. You've probably seen a lot of the sector by now.
Probably. Seen a few places.
I mean, before
But
we get,
I try to live in the moment, and not
Yeah.
dwell on the past much.
I ask you some serious questions here. That is a very nice looking robe, I will say. Where did you get that?
This was for a gift from Rose.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well,
She's a very lovely woman.
you're a lucky guy to get a robe like that. That's nice. That's high quality.
It is. It is the softest material you'll ever feel. And here he'll like hold up like his sleeve. There, dry it out. Not
Yeah,
on, but give it a whirl.
Oh yeah, he touched. Oh yeah, this is really nice. And considering what you've been through, what I've heard, I mean, it doesn't look like there's a stain or any kind of blemish on it. It looks brand new.
Oh, Rose is very generous with her gifts.
Apparently.
Wow, I never take it off. It also has a important odor locking quality about it. Also, why I don't take it off. Imagine never needing to shower, and all you. That's the life I live.
When's the last time you showered? 15 years ago.
So what can you tell me about the Order of the Dead Light?
Well, it seems like they're wanted.
Yeah, they're kind of a sketchy group. They're an old Sindum order that was on Boros. It was supposed to have been extinguished when Sindum fell, but some of them running around.
What do they do? I've only heard of them in passing, really. Like, what are their goals, their aims?
Well, I mean, any Sindum group is what they were training them to be, I think, pilots at one time to help with Sindum's lack of shortage in pilots, but then they became sort of a faction that existed like any order to put Sindum back in power. There's rumors, granted, just rumors, that Jagger Fells is alive somewhere, and he has got a group together that he is attempting to take the sector back over. Now, I don't know if I buy that, but that's what they want to believe. But the more of these guys we can take out, the less a problem we're going to have in the future.
Well, believe me, I want to get at. I don't know about this Order of the Dead Light, but I want to get at Niles just as bad as anyone.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, if there's any assistance you could provide for us to help track him down so we can eliminate him.
So were you on his ship?
At one point, yes, before he left us for dead, he picked us up after our ship crashed
Oh, okay.
and then dropped us off here.
So again, they take you into this medical area, and that guy in the gray jumpsuit is still in there, sitting in a chair. I don't know if Corval would recognize how good his memory is. If you want to make a no roll to see if you remember this person.
I do. Should have thrown a skill in there.
Nobody knows.
I know jack shit. I rolled 2 1s.
Yeah, he doesn't let, like, I'd mentioned something, but as far as you know, this could be somebody completely different.
Hey, if you know, you know.
Corval wasn't even there. It was all just talking and paperwork. Me and Anne May had to deal with all of it. He was off having a good time at the bar.
Yep.
Sounds about right.
Dancing with all the patrons.
Oh yeah, shake it like a microwave oven.
Dancing.
Came out when I was a lad.
So you guys are back in that room. You, I, and Ann May.
Oh, did he leave us forms to fill out?
No, that's the paperwork. Oh, are you asking? Okay.
Yeah. I'm asking Anne May. Did he leave us paperwork to fill out? You want me to get that, boss?
No, actually, I believe these are a bit more of a problem for us than paperwork to fill out.
The problem?
Indeed. Read over them.
Oh, they want Niles. Yeah, they told me that.
Yes, but if you see who's on his crew roster,
Oh, they think we work with him. I told them we just got a ride here with Niles.
yes, and hopefully they believe it.
I don't know why they wouldn't. I was off the cocaine by then.
You ever truly off cocaine? Or does the cocaine just keep coming back?
I don't know. Do you give me cocaine when I'm sleeping like you do, Carlton?
I think the important question at the moment is,
I was gonna start sleeping in a pressure field.
are we going to be able to get out of here without too much more difficulty, or are they going to cause us more problems than we already have?
I don't know. I mean, Paul spilled the beans on everything he knew. I don't know what Duncan told him. And I
Yes,
mean,
Paul's an idiot.
Mel runs a supposedly successful restaurant selling shitty pies, so he's probably like a government mole.
Were his pies shitty? Did we even ever taste one of his pies, or are we just assuming
No,
it
but I smelled them when he was cooking them. Those had to be awful.
had to be? You just are full of assumptions today, aren't you?
Yep.
That makes sense. It's the cocaine talking. So, we have a great deal of work ahead of us then. And I'm somehow going to have to try and convince them to let us go. Well, I do
Don't
tend to be quite good at talking. Perhaps maybe just a word with the captain here will do wonders.
Don't worry, they're with Corvald.
You know, I wasn't worried until you opened your mouth just then.
He'll flash that handsome robe of his, and if they give him any shit, he'll take that gladius and cut their head off. And then he'll pop right up next to us and be like, "We gotta go."
I don't remember him having such a sing-songy voice. I might just be tired. It has been a long few days.
The medical test is over, Corval. They shoot you up with this thing that looks like it has like 9 needles. Shoot in your arm.
It's not his first time with 9 needles.
And they're like, okay. And the captain comes in. He's like, all right, we done with, all right. And he leads you out of the room and he says, that's a nice looking gladius you got.
Yes. This is my pride and joy. Why aren't you carrying a gladius? You know they make effective weapons.
I don't know if I could get them to authorize me to carry a gladius like that, but that's a unique one. I don't think I've seen one quite designed like that.
Well, yes, it's a rare one.
You wouldn't mind if I showed it to one of my buddies, would you?
I would mind.
I mean, he'd probably take particular interest in this gladius. I'm just saying.
Well, I'm not looking to sell.
Oh no. No, he is he's certainly he has a particular eye for certain antiquities, so he's right here in the building anyway.
Well, that's good for him, but I'd rather not.
Oh, well, I'd rather, well, I kind of insist. As he gets in the elevator, you will notice that he doesn't press the up button. He presses a different number. We'll
Alright.
just, well, I'll just let him get a quick look at it. I mean,
Are you disobeying my wishes? Sure.
well, I understand your wishes, Corval, but I mean, you know, I am the captain here. I am sort of in charge, so I mean,
Uh-oh. He's questioning Anne May's authority.
I
She's
mean,
not from
it'll,
Walker.
it'll be painless. Don't worry about it.
Oh,
He won't feel a thing when Anne May sees him next.
I would prefer that we go up, and then Corval's gonna hit the up button.
So it stops at the floor and the doors open, then immediately begins to close again, and then he goes and hits the button, open the door.
click, 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 click.
And Corval will like keep his finger on the up button.
Yeah, and he pushes the open button. He's like, "Hey, look, I understand. I mean, you like the cosmic cool chips? I can get you some more chips."
Drives a hard bargain.
Is
Oh, so-
would Anne May be upset that you're showing your gladius to somebody else? Is that it?
This was a gift from Rose as well.
Yeah, we don't. I mean,
I
that's
think she would be upset if other people were seeing my gladius.
look. We just. I mean,
Really, I'm just trying to protect you here.
well,
So-
you know what? I appreciate it very much, but I really want to just get my friend to get a quick look at it, and then that's all, and then you can.
Well, send your friend up to where we're staying.
You both have your fingers on the button. Give me a talk roll.
Quickly, Corvald, use your secret weapon. Kiss him. He wouldn't expect it. He'll be caught off guard and you'll get the button.
That is a 5.
And then he as he's got his finger on the button, he reaches over onto another panel and like hits like the comm thing. He's like, Harvey, come on in here. I got something to show you. He's like, okay, Roger. As you're both holding your fingers on the button. And the door is just like closing, opening, closing. And you can see somebody come open a door and come walking down towards the elevator. And they push their way through. It's a younger man, like
Oh, my.
short hair. He's in a similar brown, red, white suit. Not suit, but dress. Kind of pushes his way in. He's like, what the hell's going on? He's like, the gladius. Isn't that nice? And kind of looks, catching only a glimpse of it because I'm sure it's covered by your robe. And he reaches into his pocket, pulls out his compad, and he starts doing a couple of things. It's like, and kind of puts it closer to it. And then you see the compad, you see like smoke coming out of it. And he looks at it and he's like, and then he quickly presses a button and puts it in his pocket. He's like, I'll be right back. And he pushes his way through the door and runs down to and you see him run down the hallway, and he opens the door to the room he was in.
So can we go up now?
And he hits his comp. He's like, Harvey, He's like, I'll be right back. Hold on. He's like, oh, I guess we're gonna keep our fingers on the button.
Well, I will see you back up there.
Remember,
He's
if his
like-
hand brushes against yours, you'll have to get married.
He's like, well, what?
And Corvald's gonna walk out of the door, like and walk around the corner, and then teleport back to the room.
Okay. So yeah, he's holding his finger and you kind of let go and the door's open and he looks, he's like, oh, and he's like, what the hell? I guess he's going in. And he kind of looks for a second. He gets on, he's like, Harvey, he's come. And he opens, and he's like, where the hell he vanished. Okay. So you guys, you go back to the room.
Yeah.
Okay. So Corvald, he appears.
Oh, I thought you were taking the elevator.
Well, they after the medical exam, they seemed keenly interested in my gladius, and
Can you
well,
blame them? Look at your gladius.
I was strongly considering it, but they got to read, and they seemed extremely interested. I doubt we're going to be able to leave.
Oh, we'll be able to leave, I assure you of that.
Well, I doubt they're going to allow us to leave without with the gladius.
Okay, you
Look
two.
at the table and get behind it. Nah, it's gonna summon his telekinetic armory back out and be like, I got covering fire aimed at the door.
Yes, let's try and avoid violence. Corvald, can you teleport him out of here with you?
They were quite, and he was very insistent that I not return here. So hence why I'm here now.
Well, that's very good for them then. You can teleport, correct? Still, Corvald?
Ah, yes, I can.
Can you teleport with him?
I've
Right.
never tried it before, but I am feeling more limber than normal.
Well, there has to be a first time for everything at some point.
I can.
Very good then.
Try.
You two get out of here. I'm going to have a little word with our good captain friend here.
You want us to just leave you here alone in a building full of soldiers?
A correction. You're leaving them in a building with me in it.
I know. What's the signal to come looking for you if the building blows up?
Well, ideally that won't happen, but if necessary, then
Ideally this, ideally that. Realistically, what's the signal to come back in here?
if I'm not out in 2 hours, come back in.
All right. Corval, do you remember how to get to Mel's place?
I think so.
Surely one of us can drive that truck. It's not even a stick shift.
I can get it. I can get us out. Do I know how far away it is? Like, does it fall within? Does Mel's place fall within 10 kilometers of where we're at? Can we just go there, or do
10 kilometers. Yeah, Mel's place is within 10 kilometers.
all right.
And you've been there, so
Are you sure you don't want to come with Enme?
I'm sure I'm going to try and solve this peacefully. And he might give us some information on how to deal with Nils when next we meet. I'd
right.
actually like a word with him.
All right. Well, we'll meet you at the ship.
Sounds good. No one touches one of my crew members' gladiuses without their permission.
All right, I'd time to go.
all right, before you leave, everybody make a notice roll.
9.
11.
6 and 2, 4, 8.
So all of you kind of, as you're doing this and you catch a glimpse of the television, which is black and white, you realize that it's playing some kind of movie, like an old sci-fi movie. And there's these inhabitants or whatever of some kind of, it's in black and white. So, but they're on a planet that looks like a jungle, and you can see that you can't hear, there's no volume. but there's two people talking and they're wearing these outfits, but the helmets and the boots and the hats look very like exactly the same of the people that you encountered on that planet that you were just on. You know, they're like walking through like a jungle. And you see, and another one joins them, and there's like three of them making their way. It looks like they're walking up like these, like a pass up to like a hill.
Those look familiar. It's like those people on the planet.
I don't like deja vu about things which I barely understand. Do we know that pass? Is there a TV guide? What channel is this?
You know what? For you, there is, yes. Sitting
God.
on like a table underneath the television, and there's like a couple magazines, and there is a TV guide there. Are you looking up what this
channel is
movie
this?
is?
Yeah.
This is the old Sci-fi channel. The movie is called Infestation of Kryptonia 9.
Mm-hmm. I will go ahead and make a mental note of that. Yeah, we'll have to look up this movie and where it was filmed.
Okay.
Probably a garage in Houston. I'm sorry, Austin.
All right, so you guys teleport away, and then eventually Captain James, the door opens, and Captain James comes in with another guy who's got like some kind of comm pad that looks like it's got some kind of covering on it. Looks like a lead covering or something that he's holding. And Captain James like, where did your buddy go? Corval? Well, they're both missing now.
He tried to touch his gladius. He didn't appreciate it very much, so he left.
Okay.
That'll be the one you're talking to now there, Captain. So,
Well, obviously you're the only one in here.
I stayed for a reason. So
Okay.
then, what can we do for you?
Well, first you can tell me what you have to do with Niles and the Order of the Dead Light, and why your friend there has got a substance known as glazurite on his gladius, which has been seen in hundreds of years.
Well, allow me to start from the beginning.
Oh, do.
I purchased a ship. Well, to be exact, it was myself and Hyde. We purchased a vessel, and we were going to go and start a trading company. Unfortunately, we spike jumped and wound up crashing on a planet called Grist. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the system.
So you ended up in the Grist system.
Indeed, the spike drive malfunctioned. We crashed on the planet. While there, Corvold managed to, from the wreckage, and there were other destroyed ships on the planet, Corvold found the Gladius. That's where he got it from. After that, we went ahead and were able to get a signal out, to which Nile responded, of all people. He went ahead, picked us up, and decided to try and bring us here. During that travel, he attempted to kill us. Afterwards, we wound up here and decided to purchase a ship. Again, this time from a more reputable dealer. Then one thing led to another. Paul Anker, who we were visiting with, got kidnapped. We were asked to help find him. We went with some mercenaries, and that ship had a spike drive malfunction, and we wound up in the rear end of a deviant ship, the one that kidnapped them, to which that deviant ship then proceeded to crash into a fleet cruiser. After that, you managed to pick us up.
Well,
The only thing I know about Niles is that I want him dead. He's an asshole and a pain in my side. And he did threaten me and my crew, and I don't particularly care for that very much.
give me a talk roll.
Absolutely.
Wait, it's better than Corval's.
Well, all those points in charisma. I have an 18 in charisma for a reason, and talk is a skill. That is a 10, 11, 14 total, if I could math.
Well, as far-fetched as its story sounds, I believe you when you tell me that you're no fan of Niles. He or Professor Kronos. He has
Yes,
a
I
lot of
have heard that.
enemies.
Do you know where he is? I'd like a word with him.
Oh, I
Well,
would
at
like
least my
to know.
laser gun.
Yeah, a lot of people would like a word with him. A lot of people would like to know where he is.
Well then, will there be anything else?
No.
Very good. I take it that we're free to leave and return to our vessel.
Yeah, since the other two have already left. Yeah, I got
They
nothing
get very
here.
paranoid when people start reaching for their gladiuses. Gladii. Gladiemor. Whatever you call multiple. A murder of gladiuses. Like a herd or something.
And he's like, yeah, you're free to go. He opens the door.
Thank you very much. Good day to you, Captain.
Good day.
And I will leave. As I continue my pacifist run.
All right, so we go to Corvault and Ide as you teleport to the
The grease trap.
grease trap, which has been damaged and kind of boarded up.
Is
Uh,
F-350 sitting out front on cinder blocks?
Is it like
Uh,
Detroit?
There's some spray paint on him.
Oh, that's fine. We'll figure out how to get that janitor bot to deploy and clean that shit right off.
I require maintenance.
It smells like something is cooking inside, and there's a haphazard like open sign that's lit up that's like damaged, that's been turned on. But the building in the front, you can't really see through it because it's all boarded up because all the glass and stuff was smashed. And the open sign is like flickering.
So, Corval, did you say we would meet Anne May at the ship if we didn't have to go back for her?
Oh, you did?
Yeah, we should probably just take the truck and go.
Agreed.
I don't have fond memories of this part of town.
So we'll get in and try our best to start it. And
Who's driving?
well, Corvald's a pilot now.
I'm gonna have to push that seat a good ways back to fit.
All right.
I just got my license renewed.
Excellent. I always like riding shotgun myself anyway, and Ide goes over and puts his boots up on the dash.
Give me a pilot roll.
All right. 7.
So you almost back up and run over a couple because it borders the Android section of Trinity Basic Plus Plus. So there's a couple robots that are have to jump out of the way as you back this thing up and then start hauling ass into the traffic. Cars going every which way. You're just driving without a care in the world. I can just see Corval be like, oh, and he's just talking and
And it'll be whenever he gets the ability to teleport with the car and like just to move the car like while they're going around, that'll be great.
is that the next level?
I don't know.
I think it's one of the sub features.
There's that baby you can drive my car playing in the background right now. Mentally. Corvold, you can drive my car. Please don't stretch the paint too much.
Up to 200 kilos this level. So
That's heavy.
yeah,
That's like 440 pounds, if I'm not mistaken.
so this level is 200 kilos, and
This truck weighs a lot of kilos.
definitely way more than that.
God, the cocaine in the back weighs more than that.
And there's cocaine in the back too. What have you been hiding in this truck?
You don't want to know. Or maybe.
Corvald, if you remember how, I think we have time on the way. We should probably swing back by that nightclub where we apparently left Carlton sitting outside begging.
How much money does Carlton have?
Carlton's in the back seat, asleep.
Called up in a ball. There's no tin can overflowing with cash.
There's just like, I imagine there's like just around, there's just like all these like crumpled up wrappers. And like of just like the trash that he's been having to eat to survive.
And he's got a data pad that's flickering, and you just hear, ding, you've got big bucks. Ding, you've got big bucks. You're gonna head back to the admin building?
If Carlton's in the truck, we'll probably just head back to the ship. That's where we were supposed to meet Anne May.
Yeah, because Duncan said that he had it at one of his warehouses. So you head to the warehouse, and May, you gonna head there?
Yeah, I'm gonna catch one of the taxis.
Okay. One of the speeding
And also,
taxis.
I'm gonna also go ahead and give Ida a call on the phone.
Oh, do we need to come and get you?
No, I'm in a taxi on my way over to the dockyard.
Oh, they let you go easy. I don't even see any smoke.
Well, it turns out that all you had to do was be a bit polite, and they tend to just let you go.
I was very polite. I answered all their questions and stuff, and they just kept putting me back in that room. And then
Did you smile?
then they took poor Corvald off, and I mean, they stabbed me with 9 needles. I was polite. They were not.
Maybe for them that is polite. They could have used 10.
I mean, 9. They wanted a blood sample. It takes 1 needle to get a blood sample. 1. I want to know what else they did to me.
I tell you, but you probably don't actually want to know.
Son, tell them what they shot us full of.
Oh,
Probably.
was the cocaine fun at least?
Probably addicted to like overpriced government cheese and shit now.
No, knowing you, you're addicted to base.
Do we have a med bay, right?
Yes, we do.
We'd be able to, can we conduct our own scans to try to ascertain what chemicals are in our bodies?
I should be able to.
It would be good. We might be able to deduce whether or not they've put anything in us.
That would be a good idea. They didn't inject me with anything, but perhaps they did put something in both of you. That is a lot of needles for a blood test.
They seemed particularly interested in the Gladius, so I imagine that I would expect that they would have an interest in tracking us.
They are quite aware of what the Gladius is made out of.
Are they?
Indeed. I told them that we had the intention of killing Nils, and they seem to be all for it, though, so at least they won't be getting in our way that way.
Well, I think we should be careful as we head back to the ship, because they know we're going to go there.
Indeed. If anything happens, we'll take care of it when we arrive.
I'm starting to like Corvald's survival idea. Maybe we should jump in our ship and jump outside of civilized space and just pitch a tent on a planet somewhere.
There's one problem with that, though.
What's that?
We like food and money.
Well, if we're on a planet with nobody else, we won't need money because we can just take what we want from wherever we find it.
Do we really want to go hunting for food, though, and not have access to any form of alcohol or hallucinogenic?
Yes, that sounds great.
We should be able to make alcohol easily enough, and Corvald seems to think that hunting is not only easy but fun.
You're talking about an old man with a gladius who is an expert at mechanical things.
Especially when you just sneak up right behind them and they don't even see you, just right up the anus.
This is exceptionally easy for Corvald since he can just disappear from where he is and appear somewhere else.
Yeah, hunting.
We're going to get used to that.
Hunting would be great.
Hunting's got to be easy when you can just appear next to whatever you're about to kill. Hello, stab.
Oh, pardon me, Mr. Deer. Have you been stabbed today? I'm Bambi. You're dead now. Yes. Well, we'll worry about that later. For now, let's just get back to the ship. I'll meet you both there. If there's anyone there causing you problems, call me and I'll come over.
Okay, and bring body bags if we call you.
So, Ann May, give me a notice roll.
I know, just roll. 11 total.
So, your taxi is flying, whizzing around different corners, and it has to stop at like an intersection of all these different cars going by. And at this intersection, standing on the corner, you see Duncan sitting there chain smoking.
Pardon me one moment. I'm going to step out of the taxi and say, Duncan, so good to see you again.
Hey, oh, and May. Oh, glad to see you got out.
I did. How's Niles?
Niles.
Sorry, someone else I was thinking about. How is everything, Duncan?
Okay, just trying to get back to the garage.
Have you been out for a while?
Oh yeah, I mean, I went by Mel's. He's got the pie shop back running, so I got something to eat.
Excellent, excellent. I take it our ship's ready?
Yeah. I put it in hangar 18.
Of course. I think some people have seen too much already. So, and about the job you had for us? The delivery job?
Oh yeah, yeah, I could work on that. Not a problem. Once I get back, probably a good idea for. Do you think I can get a lift?
Certainly. Call the taxi over.
Yeah, he kind of
Come on.
runs through the traffic as the different cars and swerve around him, and he gets in. You can see that he's wearing his, he's got his jacket on, but his jacket's kind of rolled up, and a lot of his arm looks metal or robotic, like because before he barely could move his arm. So it's
Looking
kind of,
good?
oh yeah, I usually keep this covered, but they wanted run some kind of test on me.
Yeah, they have a tendency of sticking their nose where it shouldn't go.
No. Well, hopefully by nightfall, both of us will be out of here and we'll meet up somewhere. I can like to take my new ship for a spin, so to speak.
Indeed. I think that can be arranged. Does the taxi driver appear to be listening in or anything? Or how do they appear to be?
It looks like they've got like a set of headphones on and just kind of there's music and stuff going.
No.
They have a little map pad in the back. You just tap where you want to go.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll take him back to his place first. Got things to discuss. In private.
Okay. Corval, you're driving, you're heading to a hangar 18. And after going through a lot of this traffic that's kind of like whizzing everywhere, going up and down around you, you come to a couple alleys and it's pretty sparse. And there's basically 2-story buildings just lining both sides of this road. Painted sign says hangar 18 on it, next to a door that has a keypad.
Does it look recently painted?
No, it looks like it's been here a long time. It looks weathered.
Okay.
I don't suppose we have a code.
Well, no, but I can see what I can do.
Oh, you want me to go try that thing you did where you pop the front of the panel off and start touching wires together?
Yes.
You gonna do it or you want me to try?
You could try.
All right. I's gonna jump out all giddy and run over and attempt to rip the panel open and fix it open.
Ooh, he's gonna get electrocuted.
Okay,
Yeah,
give
probably.
me
He's not
a,
nearly
give
as
me
good
give
at
me a
this as
fix roll.
Torvald. Oh yeah, the dice don't like it. I got a 4.
Okay, so you go to mess with like the front panel and it falls like right off and lands on the ground, exposing all the wires behind it.
I'm imagining that with a roll of a 4, I just grabbed 2 wires and they were like both hot or something. And he touched it and it sent his ass flying backwards. Corvald, I think you're gonna have to come over here. I'm not familiar with this type of wiring. Yeah.
Let me show you how a pro does it.
Pulls out Gladius.
Well, I don't know how much of a pro that is. It's a pro move of a 5.
You do have a hustle point.
I use that hustle point because I think we can do better than that. Yes, we can. That is a 13.
So you go to examine this Corval first. You don't have to mess with any of the wires. Actually, it was already set up to be opened. You realize somebody's already done this. Like this has already been manipulated to open. I just didn't notice it.
So Corvald will like sit there and then kind of look and scratch his beard and pick up the plate and put it back on.
Yeah.
I was gonna be leaning over the shoulder the whole time, like, wait, I unplugged those 2 wires. You got to put those back where they go, because yeah. I thought those were the ones I needed to short out, and yeah.
You are so Corval turns to Ide and says, someone has already tampered with this.
Oh, that's why the wiring looked all funny.
Yeah, well, the wiring was fine. We didn't actually need to do anything to open the door.
Well, then it wasn't wired up to do what it was supposed to do, was it?
It was wired to do what we wanted it to do, but not what it should be doing.
Well,
Anyways,
I've only ever put them in to do what they're supposed to do. I've just seen you mess with them, so they just open. You made it look so easy. I thought I could just do it. I'll be in the truck.
no, with practice you can learn. We'd be happy to teach you when we get back on the ship. However, we do have a problem. I suspect there is someone waiting for us.
That's all right. I got old covering fire, and you see, I just patting what appears to be air.
Carlton pulls out his eyeliner and offers it to Ide after he goes back to the truck.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe we give Carlton a little nip of that heroin, and he wakes up and has enough big bucks to just buy our way in here.
True. Now we could send Carlton in first.
Carlton's developed a crippling gambling addiction.
I think we should probably just open the door and drive in and stay in the truck till we see who's in there.
Is the door big enough for, is it like, I imagined it was like a person-sized door, not like a car size.
Oh, it's a person door?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was like a hangar door.
No, that's like a regular person-sized door.
All right, you stay behind me then until we get in here. I'll go in, and if anything jumps out at us, I'll lay down some cover and fire.
All right. I'll pull your ass away if I need to.
All right, Ide's gonna grab the door and swing it open and step in and be like, anybody in here better be with Duncan.
Yeah, you just hear an echo. You enter a large warehouse. There's some, flickering red lights, probably night lights, but there's no lights on, and various boxes and containers that look like they've got parts and stuff on them. And if you look probably like, I don't know, like 40 meters, you can see what looks like a huge tarp or something covering, which probably would be your ship.
Oh, let's see what's under the tarp. And I just kind of raises his hand out and telekinetically just starts yanking the tarp off.
Yeah, you can, it's the ship, and you realize the ship is set, like the floor sinks down and the ship, you can see like the very top of it, because it's the building itself on the outside is not very big, but it's dug out so the ship sits down, and then you can see ahead of you there's a ladder to like walk down. Like if you were to work underneath the ship, you can just get on the go down below.
Oh man, I hope this thing's got a big engine. We're gonna have to break atmosphere in it.
The ship's just a Porsche that's bigger on the inside.
Should we get on board or wait for Anime out here, you think? She might get all uppity about not letting the captain on first,
I still think there's someone in here. I think it might be better if we wait out here or find a nice protected spot in case we meet resistance.
I could take some of these crates and make us like a little barricade to hide inside of.
Oh, that'd be great.
I was gonna start shifting some of the crates full of parts and stuff around and build like a little box fort.
Puts a sign outside, no girls allowed.
Give me a notice roll.
You notice that girls are allowed.
Both of us, or just I?
Yeah, both of you can.
Wow. Where was that roll when I was trying to mess with the comms panel or the door panel? That's a 10.
4.
So doing that, so you start moving boxes around that have got like these large, like plastic boxes that have got different parts and stuff on crates, and you start moving them around to build your little fortress. And the first time you do it, you see that once you move one of these crates out of the way and it's covered like with a tarp, it reveals a body laying on the floor.
Corvald, I know you're trying to think of a password for the fort, but you might want to take a look over there. I just moved a crate and I'll point over that right to the body.
Now, is it a human body or a mouse's body?
I'll look at the body.
It looks human. It looks, as you look at it, they're wearing like coveralls. They look like one of Duncan's workers, because you saw him wearing you saw similar coveralls where they were working when you first went into his garage. It looks like he's been like blasted. He's been hit with some kind of laser blast, like in his chest, and it's got a huge hole there.
Did it look like, does the body look like it fell in such a way that it was shot here or that it was dragged here?
It most certainly looks like somebody shot it and tried to cover it up.
Is there a name tag on the coveralls, or is that burned off from the laser blast?
Yeah, it's burned off from the laser blast.
I'm gonna pull out my compad and call Anime, because I believe. Did you tell us you were with Duncan? I can't remember now.
I didn't meet Duncan until after I finished the phone call.
Okay, well, I'll call you and let you know that we're at the warehouse, and it looks like one of Duncan's men has been shot and like drug over here and hid behind some crates near the ship.
One moment. Hello?
Yeah, we're Corvald and I are here at the warehouse, and the door was open, unlocked, and we came on in to check out the ship, and Corvald thinks there's someone here, so I started moving some crates around for us to take cover behind if we get ambushed. And we found one of Duncan's workers laying here shot with a laser weapon.
Duncan, it looks like one of your workers has been shot by a laser weapon at the hangar.
What? How did they get in? I forgot to give you the code.
I'm not sure. They probably broke in somehow. I'm gonna have to go look after my crew. Call some backup and find out who's been killed.
Remember, it could be that a replicant replaced one of his workers. He needs to see if everyone's at work today. Because if
That's
they
good
are,
point.
then somebody's been replaced.
Good point. Go ahead and call the head of your whoever's in charge of your workers, the foreman.
So yeah, he just like drops his cigarette and he pulls out a compad and he starts feverishly like punching in numbers. Meanwhile,
I'm
Corvald, as Ide is making this call, you find 4 other bodies that are dead.
Oh, there's more.
Or
Somebody had a field day.
What was that?
Corvald says somebody had a field day. Hold on. What do you mean?
There are 4 more bodies.
4 more bodies?
Do I-
And he says there's 4 more bodies. Have you
They-
been
They
here?
all have blaster wounds.
Yeah, either in the front or some of them have like in the back.
They all appear to have been shot.
Get out of there now. And I'm just gonna bang on the back window of the cab, telling him to pull over.
Okay, you want to pull over or head towards the warehouse?
I want him to pull over right now.
Okay.
He's about to lose his cab.
He's about to, yes. I'm gonna go to the front door and open it up and take his headphones off. Okay. move over.
Yeah. What now?
Over now. Move over.
Corvald, we gotta get to the truck now.
Okay, he scoots over.
I'll slide behind the driver's seat and just show him how to really drive.
Okay.
Well, we can we can teleport right inside.
I mean, the door's just right there. We should be able to run for it.
But then they'll see us.
Have you seen his hip? Do you really want him walking?
All right, fine. We'll do it your way.
Teleport him and I back into F-350.
Corvald and I'd give me a notice roll.
12. Once in his life, Ida's on high alert.
It's the cocaine.
Corval is not. He is like getting ready because he rolled a 2.
You're still thinking of the password for the fort that we abandoned.
It's kumquat.
So give me a pilot roll, and May.
Happily. Actually get 3 dice for this. Thank you. 12.
So you speed towards the warehouse as the cab driver just sits back and relaxes.
He's still got the meter running.
He does. I'm doing all the work and he's getting all the money.
And Ide, as you right before Corvald runs over to you and grabs you to teleport, you swear you see one of those bodies on the floor move and look at you and open its eyes right before you teleport.
Corvald, I'm telling you, right before you touch me and we disappeared, one of those things looked right at me.
So all the better that we left. They could have been replicants.
I don't know. I mean, Replicants getting laser blasted point blank like that probably wouldn't have got back up.
Yeah, as you guys teleport into F-350 and a cab comes speeding up like right next to you, you see at the end of this alley a hovercraft with the red, brown, and white colors of Children of the Sector sitting there. And then if you look down the other end of the alley where you just came, another hovercraft pulls up with the same markings, and we can stop right there.
Do you think Anne May's gonna stop when she sees that? Her foot goes to the accelerator instead.
That's banging on the dash of the truck.
Nice.
Wake up, you sorry VI. Defense mode, defense mode.
Exterminate.
That was fun.
Anyway.
I'm glad that I burned 2 effort to to get in the car when I could have used that effort just now to just get us out of that situation. Plus, I can't run forever.
I'm not worried about the children of the side. The main thing is that if our ship can blast off, we might as well blast off even with the undead on board. We can kill them as we go. The children of the sector are the problem.
The undead aren't on the ship. They're between us and the ship. But we
That's
have truck.
fine.
We have truck. We will run them over.
I have mag rifle. I have solution to problem and laser pistol. Thank
All
you,
right,
Diesel.
I appreciate it.
See you guys in 2 weeks.
See y'all on the 3rd.
All right, see you Sunday, Dustin.